right, let's take a look what you got here, bud. So you've got yours all the way sanded with the power sander. Feels pretty good. Did you by any chance, did you use a black sander on this with maybe some 120 or 150 to get it smooth too? Awesome, feels real nice. So this is looking mighty fine. I think that our next step that we're going to start working on with this is we're going to lay it out so that we can put one of these patterns here onto it. And the easiest way and the most fail-safe way of making this work is, do you see these crosshairs right here? So these represent the center line of the project. So what we are going to do is we're going to find the center line of the board so that we can put the center line of our project onto it. So let's go ahead and let me show you how I like to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the overall width of this project. And it's 5 1/2 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down 5 1/2 inches. And I said I wanted to find what? Okay, the midpoint, the center line. So here's what I do when I try to find the center of a fraction. I break it up into two numbers. I break it up into the number 5 and I break it up into the number 1/2. So what is half of 5? It's 2.5. All right, or as Finn said, 2.5. Do you know what a half of a half is?
Quarter.
It is a quarter. How did you know that? You just knew it? So let me show you how I would do it. So it's 2.5 plus 1/4. Here's how I break down fractions, okay? All that you do to find the center or the midway point of a fraction, half of a fraction, is you double the denominator, all right? You don't touch the numerator, you just double the denominator. So what was half of a half? Quarter. So what would half of a quarter be? What would half of an eighth be? What would half of the 16th be?
1/32.
All right, so all that you do to find the center of a fraction is you just double the denominator. So if it was, if it was 3/8, half of 3/8 is 3/16. If it was 7/8, half of 7/8 is 7/16. Ours happens to be 5 1/2, so we know that half of 5 is 2.5, and half of a half was a quarter. So we're going to add these two together. Now we really can't add these together because we don't have the same denominator here. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, you know what, this is 2 and 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4 equals 2 and 3 over 4. All right, so you stay the same and you just add the top. The 2 1/2 plus 2 1/4 is 2 3/4. So the midway point, the center of our project, is 2 3/4. So we're going to take this right here and we're going to mark out 2 3/4 as a line. And we're going to do the same thing right down here, 2 3/4. And then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to line up those two lines. I'm going to hold it really good. Draw a nice straight line. Bingo, that looks perfect, huh? So now we know where the center of our project is, don't we? Now, the only other thing that I didn't tell you guys here is we need to make sure that we're laying this out on the top side of our project. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I got a 50-50 chance. So do you remember which side was the top of your project? Ooh. Well, which side do you like better? Do you like this side better? Or do you like this side better? You like this side? Here's why I don't. Look at this. Look at this blemish we got right here. See this knot with a little bit of glue? Let's take a look at this side. Now do you like that side better? So I'm going to let you actually lay it out the way that I did it. So we found out that half of 5 1/2 was what? All right. So we're going to put that there. Right on your end, go ahead and mark out 2 3/4. That's a half. That's 5/8. Yeah. And Finn, if we take a look at the board up there, do you see how it hung up that really big inch? So we could always reference back if we're still having a little bit of trouble reading the ruler. Let's go up here. You put that right on the end, right? For it to count. Right. That's perfect. Right there. Perfect. There. All right. Now I'm gonna draw a nice straight line. And if you get it on there, you let me know. I'll help you hold it down. You get down. You tell me when you're ready. that it? Beauty, sir. All right, got a nice center line laid out right there. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we need to cut this pattern out so that you can use it. Now, if you take your time cutting this out and you give it nice and crisp and clean, then it's going to allow us to put it on here. All right, nice and crisp and clean and draw it. I like to tell you guys to cut your own. You don't have to. I like to tell you to cut your own. Now, since you guys happen to be at the same table here, if you guys wanted to work together and say, you know what, I'm really bad at cutting, so why don't you cut? You guys can go ahead and share it. So I'm gonna work on cutting this thing here down. It sounds stupid to take your time when cutting, but I often tell kids, if you take an extra 20 seconds now, it might save yourself 20 minutes later. If you take an extra minute now, it might save you an extra hour later. So look at that, that's perfect. I really like the way that looks. The next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out this outside over here. And it's tedious because you're like, man, I just want to move and groove on this. Patience is a virtue. They say that Rome wasn't built overnight. Mind-numbing, to be honest with you, cutting this. It drives me nuts. Drives me nuts, I'll tell you what, those. But the end result is a fantastic looking thing. Hook, hook! Alright, looks like a football, don't it? Need Bobby Boucher. Alright, here we go. So look, we're going to take this right here, and we're going to cut in to this right here. But we're going to stop right where it meets the circle. Same thing over yonder. And then we're just going to take this little piece. Kind of looks like a necktie, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll take this. And I just take this here. Yeah, I'm just going to snip that. All right? Got a nice cross here, still here. Looks mighty fine. Same thing over yonder. And if we take our time and we cut this really nice right here, that's something later on we can have a nice crisp line when we cut this. Snip this. Look at that, huh? That's a real beauty. Now let me show you guys the next thing that we're going to do. So this is your good side right here, correct? So we're going to line up your center line with your crosshair right here. This one's right on the money. And so is this one. Now, oh, but we're hanging over the edge, aren't we? So we're going to move it backwards a little bit. Now, maybe if you had like a little blemish down here that you didn't like, maybe we had a little bit of wiggle room to move this around. Would you agree with that statement? So I really like the way this looks, and this is where it's really beneficial to use a partner. Do you see that we have a cross here right there? You see we have one here and one here? Do you know what that says right there? It says that we have a hole, and the hole happens to measure 1 1/4 inches diameter. What does this one say?
3/4.
It does say 3/4. This is the outside diameter is 3/4, but then it says times 2. You notice how this one down here doesn't have a measurement? That's because these are the same. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use a special type of bit called a Forstner bit to drill these, and all that we have to do is we need to mark out the center of these. So we're going to mark out the center of these using this scratch awl. See how it's nice and pointy? So you take this, put it right here, like this. Take your palm of your hand, just give it a tap, okay? Bring it here. I'm going to hold it for you. I don't want this sucker to move. This is why you gotta use your partner. A little bit, perfect, yes sir, beauty right there, huh? And we got one down here. Awesome. Now, the other reason why we cannot keep using these patterns over and over and over is you think those holes are going to wind up getting worn out pretty fast. Now I think, Ben, you could probably use this on yours and you'd be in pretty good shape. Okay? The next thing that we're going to do before we move this bad boy here is we're going to trace the outside. Now if you notice, I have a really nice crisp pencil. Here's the other thing that's mind-numbing when we do this. So take your time. Keep your fingers towards the outside here. Oops, a little bit off my line. This paper is so thin, it's really tricky. What would be ideal is if we had like a piece of construction paper or something. But we don't. So I made it all the way to here. Drew that one. This one. Alright, this looks pretty good. Oops. See how it's important to hold your fingers to the outside here? Boy, this is tedious, mind-numbing. Really teaching you patience, to be honest with you. I hope I traced the whole thing. We're going to find out. Sure did. Look at that right there. Beauty. Nice crisp line. And look, what do you notice right here that we have? The scratch hole holes. So those would be called center punch holes, okay? And that's going to be important because the Forstner bit that we use has a real tiny bit on the bottom, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to drill these out. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and grab our safety glasses, put them on, and we're going to see where we got to drill this at. Bring this right over. All right. So whose did we do? Did we do yours, Dylan? Okay. Let's go ahead and bring that right over here. Grab your project, please. And this one over here, this happens to be the 1 1/4 inch bit, which is our center hole. So I have got this set up. We have a piece of scrap wood here, but I also have it set up so that it will stop, all right, when it goes into scrap wood by just a little bit. So we're going to turn our work light on, and we're going to move this right underneath. Let's put your topper up there. Now, Dylan, we marked out the top of our project, didn't we?
Yeah.
Do you know why we marked out the top of our project?
For the blowout.
For the blowout on the bottom side, right? And since the top side is your prettiest side, if we had blowout on the bottom, would that be your less prettiest side? Sure would be. So watch, you're going to bring this right over here, and as you hold it, you're just going to bring down this drill bit, and you're going to kind of take a look down in there, and you'll see it will eventually find that little center dimple that you have. So go ahead and let's find it, and you let me know when you're ready. Make sure you hold. Remember, when we hold this board, when we drill it, we're going to hold it pretty good like this, though, okay? Go ahead. You get her lined up, and when you're ready, you let me know. Not quite. Can you see on the side? Yeah, here you go. That's beautiful right there. When you think you got her, you let me know. You like that right there, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Let's push it back. Let's make sure it's in the same spot. I believe it is, but. All right, so we're gonna hold it right there. Now watch, we're gonna turn it on, and we're gonna drill it. We're gonna drill it slow, but steady. Keep going. You're holding it really good, right? All right. Perfect. Look at that, beautiful. Wow, nice job. Beautiful. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Perfect. All right, let's take a look. Let's hit the big red stop button. All the way, let it stop. All right, and we bring this out, put the chips down here so we clean it up later. Boy, that looks really nice, huh? Look, nice and even, pretty darn close anyways. And look at that, man, you got next to no blowout on the bottom too, which is fantastic. We're actually gonna run a small route on these, so that's gonna come right out. That looks great. got real lucky there. The key is the backboard here and the going nice and slow is what really helps us out. So I'll tell you what, now we need to drill the 2 3/4 inch holes. So let's go ahead, bring that over there. Let's turn on the work light, and we'll probably have your partner help you press the start button. I'm going to move this over so we can watch. And you let him know when you're ready.
All right, yeah.
Bring it back down. Now let me show you something actually. So see how you want to drill that one right there? So watch this. We're going to bring this down. We're still staying in that hole right there. We're going to take this thing right over like this. We're going to get this bad boy. Now, do you see how you have much more room to hold it now with your left hand? And we're not super close to the drill bit, are we? All right, so go ahead and hold that right there. You holding it really good with this hand? All right, you got it? Here we go. All right, nice job. Perfect. All right, hit the stop button. Take a look. Make sure it wasn't burnt too bad. I seen a little bit of smoke coming out. It's not too bad. I think what we're going to do is we're going to see if we have a little bit better of a drill bit.
It smells good.
It does smell pretty good, yeah. Maple. Smell like maple syrup, like we're cooking pancakes in here, huh? Wishful thinking. You got any sausage to throw on the grill? All right, let's go ahead and do that one there, my man. Get her set up. Looking mighty fine. So hang on a sec there, buddy. Watch this. See how we're teeter-tottering a little bit? So let's do this. Go ahead and remove this one out of the way. And we're just going to clean off our work area a little bit. And we're going to... Oh, hang on. Tap this. Nice and clean. That will put her all the way out there. Beautiful. Yes, sir, Bob. All right, go down a little bit. Keep it, all right, pretty close. Well, I think you're off a bit a little bit. We're gonna find out here in a minute. You like that? All right, hold back down a little more. Watch. I'm gonna show you a little trick. You can actually, so hold this right here. So we'll hold this with your hand. We're actually not really touching it, we're just skimming it. Oh, we didn't move on, see there. I think we're going to see if we have a little bit sharper one. I think I bought a brand new set for this year. That way we don't get too much burning. Perfect. Let's hit the stop button. See what we got for blowout. Hopefully not too much. No, that's looking really nice. Tell you what, it's actually working really nice, to be honest with you. I'll tell you what. Let's hold that up for the camera. We're in right here. Let's see how that looks. Let it stop shaking. So if we take a look at this here, everything is nice and spaced out. He did a fantastic job. He did drill through his prettiest side, which was actually over here, but he has obviously no blowout on the front side here, but even on his back side, he has so minimal blowout that when we put the little router on this, it's going to be perfect. So this is a great example that we were able to do here today. And the next time that we cut into this video, we're actually going to make a new video, we're going to go over how to start cutting this project out. So nice job, buddy. Looks really good.